In a big win for general category protesters, the Supreme Court of India has stepped in and put the new UGC equity regulations on hold. The top court has stayed the implementation of the UGC's new caste discrimination rules, calling them vague, capable of misuse, and warning that they could push the country in a regressive direction. Supreme Court has also sent out a strong message that equity cannot come at the cost of unity, and that any framework governing India's educational institutions must reflect the idea of one India. This intervention comes after widespread protests, legal challenges, and intense debate over whether the new UGC norms protect against discrimination or create a new form of reverse bias. Let's tell you about some of the key observations. And this is what has been stated by the Supreme Court. Very, very strong observations coming in today. They've said that we say that the language of the regulation is vague. First criticism and observation. There's also the fact that experts need to look into the language for modulation is what Supreme Court has also observed. They've also come out to say that the 2026 regulations have sweeping consequences. They've also added that these regulations may divide the society. Further adding that after 75 years, are we going for a regressive policy? Very, very strong words used there by Apex Court. Unity of India must be reflected in educational institutes is also what the Supreme Court has said. They've added that how will people behave outside campus if this is done inside, says the Supreme Court. The new rules will have a very dangerous impact. The Supreme Court has been absolutely unequivocal and very, very clear in its observations in this particular case. But outside the courtroom, the reactions have been sharp and polarized. General category protesters have called this a major vindication of their concerns. Several student groups say that the stay recognizes that the rules made them feel unsafe and presumed that they were guilty by design. Politicians too have weighed in on this matter, listening to the reactions.
मुझे ये लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने एक बहुत ही से हल्के में लिया। हल्के में मैं इसलिए बात कर रहा हूं कि वो पॉलिटिकल एक नैरेटिव सेट करने का प्रयास किया, हम आपके पक्षधर हैं, लेकिन इंटेंशन ऐसा नहीं था। इस कारण सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस पे स्टे लगाया है।
इसमें स्वागत वाली कोई बात ही नहीं है और मुझे तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऊपर भरोसा कम होता जा रहा है। पिछले कुछ सालों में जिस तरह की जजमेंट सुप्रीम कोर्ट से आती हैं उसमें भरोसा घट रहा है और एकदम से स्टे कर देना ये भी अपने आप में संदेह पैदा करता है।
हम सब का मानना यही है कि दोषी बचे ना और निर्दोष के साथ अन्याय होना। इससे पहले भी रेगुलेशन आए थे 2012 में और 2012 के रेगुलेशंस में कमी क्या रही।
कोर्ट न्यायालय ने जो निर्णय लिया है, न्यायालय को कोटिशत धन्यवाद, क्योंकि नरेंद्र भाई मोदी भारत में कभी विभेद की राजनीति नहीं की है।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's go right across to our guest. Joining us, of course, continuing from debate number 1 is Deepak Reddy, National Spokesperson of TDP. Somnath Bharti is former Minister of Law, Tourism and Culture, Government of Delhi, and a senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me begin by asking you, Somnath Bharti, the Supreme Court has come out and stayed the UGC regulations. They have described them as vague. They have warned against possible misuse. Now, do you accept that a resolution or a regulation that comes out and accepts that there is guilt of one particular social group and is of course prone to misuse, at the end of the day, without process or due process that is guaranteed under Article 14 of the Constitution, is violative of the law?
Madhav, see, since morning we have all been discussing this across. If you recall, Madhav, that prior to independence, while everybody was busy throwing Britishers out of India, BJP's ancestors were busy learning tricks like divide and rule from Britishers. If you look at Haryana, they divided Haryana into Jat and non-Jat. Look at Maharashtra, they divided Maharashtra into Maratha and non-Maratha. Look at Delhi, they divided Delhi into Bahari and locals. Then they divided the country into Hindu-Muslim. I see, with all responsibility, I want to say this, that the way Supreme Court has commented, it says a lot. See, I don't agree that BJP does not have intelligent people. They do have intelligent people. So why did Supreme Court comment on this UGC new rules, new regulations, as poorly drafted? As,
Is it babus who are running the country? So
Not-
the thrust of what you're saying is it babus who are running the
problem is-
country?
let me just complete.
Quickly, please conclude. It's a short debate, please. We don't have all evening.
Not babus. I'm saying there is an intent of BJP. They never wanted to do any justice to SC, ST, OBC, and they wanted people to fight with each other.
Okay, Deepak, Reddy,
problem
respond
is
to that as a
see-
party that has a stake in power in the government. Is it the fact that this government wanted people to fight it out? The allegation of the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson is that there was a deliberate intent at creating a friction within society. Respond to it.
Madhav, the parrots have been singing the songs of division for the last few days. I mean, after 78 years of independence, I mean, these people are still stuck in, I think, a time warp. I mean, we are talking about 2047 Viksit Bharat, and is this something what is such an important thing? Here, the intent was to get a regulation which actually helps them, but it is totally thrown out of proportion. I mean, we totally respect the Supreme Court's intervention, and now it is a time to, to review and improve and give proper clarity on these guidelines. Dharmendra Pradhan has clearly come on air and he's assured that there will be no misuse and that there will be no discrimination. And he says, I can clarify any genuine doubts.
No,
and
but but then the very fact, Deepak Reddy, you can accuse the opposition of that. And I'll ask questions. There are several questions that even Mr. Somnath Bharti and the other opposition parties have to answer. But the fact is that the court is calling these guidelines, the very same court on the basis of which the government said that they have brought in these guidelines, is now calling them vague and prone to misuse. And they have asked, do you want to divide society and take it back 75 years? We can't go in a regressive direction. Very, very stringent and strong words coming in from the apex court and the Chief Justice's bench itself. Deepak Reddy, you can't deny that.
Yeah, this is the beauty of our democracy and the way the system is functioning perfectly. Yes, there is room for improvement. And the minister has clearly said, yeah, we can discuss. And any doubts, I will clarify. So that he was open for any changes and amendments even before the Supreme Court order came. So here, the people who are driving this are trying to, polarize, and they're doing it with a certain vested interest. We can come and discuss when somebody is not agreeing with a certain regulation which is coming in. Yeah, we can give suggestions and we can take it forward in a positive manner.
Okay, Somnath Bharti, answer that. This is a government that is ready and open for any kind of suggestions and amendments. And it's also a fact that opposition is completely in disarray. You have seen TMC and the Samajwadi party coming out and supporting this court order. At the same time, RJD and DMK are supporting the guidelines. So what really is going on?
Now, my dear friend from TDP is saying that we are talking about Viksit Bharat. In this Viksit Bharat, crimes against Dalit in the BJP-ruled UP is the maximum. In 2022, it was 12,287 instances of crimes against Dalit. And in the NCRB data is giving UP number 1 place. And number 2 place is Rajasthan, again BJP ruled. Number 3 is Madhya Pradesh, again BJP ruled. So in BJP ruled states, the atrocities on Dalits, OBC, ST is the maximum. Do you think they have the intent to do justice with them? They're not permitting people, belonging to SC community to do a proper, marriage the way it happens in other communities. They can't get onto a ghodi. The problem is, they today have failed to do any justice to any community. And they wanted this country to get engulfed into a fight between communities. That's what they've been doing. So they don't want to do justice with any community whatsoever. Today, if I ask a question to my friend from TDP, tell me, do you have, is there any scarcity of intelligent people who can draft well?
Okay,
I don't
let me respond to that. Deepak Reddy.
And has it gone?
Why why was there such a draft prepared which was struck down by the court? That's a fundamental question that I posed to you earlier as well. But same question coming in from Aam Aadmi Party. Respond.
Mr. Somnath, I was actually speaking about the parrots who were singing the songs of division. So what is important here is to look at building a stronger country and not to drive divisions. And that is being done with an ulterior motive to either polarize or with certain vested interests. And this is not good, is what I'm trying to say. So this is work in progress. If you require improvement, there is a mechanism. And the minister clearly said that he was open for discussion. And he would be clarifying if there are any doubts. Yes, the court has said that there is better clarity that is needed, and it's most welcome. So now there is an opportunity to review the process and come out with a way where all parties are happy. And that is exactly the stand of TDP. So we don't want to get in any kind of rules where people are unhappy. So there has to be a commonality.
Let me put this question also to Somnath Bharti. Somnath Bharti, repeatedly, the Rohit Vemula case, the Payal Tadvi case is cited by opposition leaders, and they have demanded stricter laws. It's not any one political party. Cutting across political lines in the opposition, we have seen this demand coming in. So it is not like the opposition has not added fuel to the fire when it comes to this particular issue as well.
And it was directed by the Supreme Court in the first place.
Tell me, had they had the real intent of, helping the SC community in order to get them a progressive life, I mean, they could have drafted in a manner that would have not have let communities fight with each other. So today, they are caught red-handed. I mean, Supreme Court using such strong words, I've never ever seen against the government. It's poorly drafted. You want to take the country back 75 years back. So such comments basically indicate one thing.
Somnath Bharti, look at these slogans. Let me give you. I'm not saying that what happened in either Rohit Vemula, Payal Tadvi case is justified. But just look at these slogans that are there in JNU campus. Brahmo, Banyas, we are going to come for you. We will come there anytime. Brahmins leave the campus. Now, there is also this kind of racism, casteism that happens in the country. Why is this ignored?
Absolutely. Ulterior motives, and it's done.
Question for Somnath, and then coming to Deepak. One second. Question for Somnath Bharti.
So they wanted communities to fight.
No, but who wanted
them to fight? They wanted the communities to fight.
We're talking about JNU.
So they first made Hindu-Muslim fight. Then they made, Jat and non-Jat fight. Now they're making the Brahmins and SC community fight.
Who has put up these slogans?
Where do they
Are you saying that BJP has written these slogans?
What sort of governance, what sort of leadership they're giving to the country?
Somnath Bharti, who has written these slogans? Please tell us. Are you saying that BJP has written these slogans?
Sir, they create situations where such things happen. They create environments where such things happen.
How?
So see, they have mastered the art. They have mastered the art.
I am sitting as a citizen of this country saying anybody who passes a casteist slur, whether against any caste in this country, is wrong. And that's a principal stand that I'm taking. Can you take that stand and say that those who wrote this are wrong?
See, what I'm telling you, had they wanted to do justice with any community...
Why is it so hard to condemn those who are writing casteist slogans? I'm failing to understand that, Somnath Bharti.
A well-thought thing is not this...
Okay, Deepak Reddy.
The new one.
Deepak Reddy, respond.
What? They had no intent of doing justice.
Thank you for exposing the true nature of the members of the indie ecosystem. All you asked is, do you condemn that? And that's something which never came out. So that is the true nature. And the indie ecosystem is somebody who's behind all this. They enjoy division. So here, the government is clearly saying, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. And talking about division, talking about polarization, talking about getting rifts in the society, that is a patent, I think, which is owned by the indie ecosystem. And I think everybody in India knows about that. And that is the reason you guys are not in power, and you lose election after election, and you're getting irrelevant every passing day. And especially the Congress.
Let's leave it there. Deepak Reddy and Somnath Bharti, I'd like to thank both of you for joining us. It's nobody's case on this debate that there is no need for social justice, that communities that have been historically disadvantaged due to multiple reasons do not deserve a fairer chance or a bigger and a better chance. And that's why we have reservation in this country. But the point being made over here is that when you bring in new rules and guidelines, you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You have to ensure that there is a sense of equality, there is a sense of redressal for all the communities that are stakeholders in this country. We'll have to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us.